Good morning, everybody. In today's video, I am going to make Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, and we're going to can it. And then I need to do some prep for the freezer. I hope you join me. Okay, so I'm just going to put all of the ingredients in the pot, and then we'll simmer it on the stove for a couple hours to thicken the sauce a bit. So let's get started. I'm going to start with ketchup. In my recipe, it says 1 cup. I'm not sure how much ketchup I have here, so I'm going to make as much as I can with the ingredients I have. So let's try 6 times the recipe for now and see if we have enough ketchup. So that would be 6 cups of ketchup. Good thing I bought more. Yeah, I think we're going to end up doing 6 times the recipe here. Let's see here. Might be able to fit one more in. 6. Gonna fit 7. Yep, 7 exactly. So we'll do 7. 7 times the recipe. That should make a lot of barbecue sauce. It is summertime, so we'll be using it quite a bit. I do plan to buy a new grill soon, so we will need it. Okay. And then I need 7 cups of pineapple juice. This is what's going to give the acidity to the barbecue sauce when we can it, because we're going to water bath can this. So do 7 cups of that. I have made this recipe before and it's delicious. My family loved it. I like to mix it with other sauces like cherry jam, and it makes delicious sauce for ribs and stuff. Yeah, it's very good. I'm just opening the container here. That's 4. 6. 7. And then for Jack Daniel's, I need 1/3 of a cup for one part of the recipe. Okay. I just bought Mickey's. Well, I think it's a little smaller than a Mickey. I don't actually drink, so the woman at the liquor store helped me because I don't need a big, huge bottle of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open the next one. 6 and 7. So I need soya sauce. It says 1 tablespoon, so we'll do 7. Because this is soy sauce, when I taste it later, I'm going to make sure I taste it before I add salt, just because soy sauce is so salty. And a teaspoon of onion powder, so 7 of those. One, 2, 7. And the same for the garlic powder. I'm going to add one extra. There we go. And then about half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Times 7. I'm not a fan of huge spicy things, so I'm probably not going to add the entire amount. Maybe I'll just go like this, and then we'll taste it later and see if it needs more. Okay, now we can take it to the stove and simmer it. Actually, before we do that, I forgot the molasses. Big deal. So we need 1/4 cup times 7. That's 5. Oh, it's exact amount. Look at that. And that's 7. Now we can take it to the stove and simmer it. And I'll show you what it looks like before we start simmering. This is what the barbecue sauce looks like currently. Just mix it up a bit. I'm going to let this simmer for a few hours and let it thicken a bit more. I'll give you a check-in later. While I'm waiting for the barbecue sauce to simmer, I'm going to get ready and do some of my freezer prep. I have onions here and some peppers that I need to pre-chop and put them in these bags, and I put them in the freezer for convenience. So I'm going to do some of that. These bag holders work for the silicone too. These ones are a little bit long, but it's fine. Okay, so we're going to start with the peppers. I used a few. I pulled out the bag of our carrot peels from the other day so I can fill it with some more of the scraps. Keep that open. It's very convenient having these already chopped. I'm going to go wash these before we start chopping them. Okay. There we go. I usually stick the entire stem in. I strain my chicken stock of all this stuff afterwards, so it doesn't matter that it has the seeds and the stem or anything like that. Actually, let's dice these first. So I usually just dice them. That's usually how I use them the most. If I slice them, I usually just have a few fresh peppers in the fridge for sliced peppers in meals, like stir fries and stuff. I find this very, very convenient. It saves me so much time. When I was working a regular job, this was a lifesaver. I had very limited time when I came home. I usually didn't get home till about 5:30 at night, so this was extremely convenient. Same with freezer meals. I also make those. I don't make huge quantities, but I do make freezer meals for convenience. Helps with eating out. My fiance recently cooked me a meal. I'm going to insert in a video. And he loved that I had all this already pre-chopped, and all I had to do was put it in. It was great. I've been putting this task off for a while, so I figured today was the perfect day for this. I wanted to get them done before they go bad. That would be such a waste. Never been able to successfully grow a pepper. It's usually, the climate here is really pretty cold. And the summers, they get hot, but I've yet to be successful at growing a pepper. So I am trying that this year. I have jalapenos and red peppers and red hot chili peppers. So we're gonna attempt it. I'm hoping to make some hot sauce for some of my family. They love spice, especially Ryan's family. Ryan's family loves spice. So if I could gift them some homemade hot sauce for Christmas, that would be great. Only if I can grow it. So I've tried freezing these several different ways. I've tried laying them out in a sheet pan and then flash freezing them and then putting them in here. It works okay, but I find just putting them in the bag, laying them flat, letting them freeze 3/4, and then breaking them up works the best. And it's less work. Just a little tip. Then they don't all stick together and you have to bang it on the counter to get the big chunk apart. One more pepper here. There we go. The peppers are done. Look at all the beautiful colors. And I'm just going to take out all the air. Lay it flat so we can go in the freezer. Now I can move on to onions. Looks like it's doing decently. It's starting to thicken a bit. It's reduced quite a bit. Reduced quite a bit. Yep. You can see here on the side of the pot. It looks good. Hopefully in another hour we can start canning this. Okay, I think that's good for now. We'll try, see how much this does. And see how many of these I can get through without having to rinse them. I would use the food processor for this, but I tried it once and I didn't like that the food processor was cutting them a little too unevenly. There was huge chunks and then some really fine small diced chunks, and I like them a little bit more uniform, so I decided to just do it by hand. It is much faster in the food processor though, if you don't mind how they're cut. Whew, eyes are starting to sting. At this point, the onions were burning my eyes really badly, so I decided to rinse them so they were a little easier to deal with. There we go. Hopefully that won't be as bad. Okay, let's see how much we can fit in the bag here. I think that might be it. The rest we'll put in a container. In my glass containers here. We'll just close this up. Ooh, that's pretty full. And there we go. So now I have a bunch of eggshells that I've been saving all winter that I need to grind up into a powder so we can use it in the garden. Just gotta set up my machine here. Hopefully this works. I've been saving them for quite a while. I'm gonna put the powder in this reused jar here. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, that's working quite well. Let's look at it here. Yeah, that's working really well. Figure out how to put the lid on here. There we go. It's not too bad. I think that'll do. Just give you a little look here. I don't think it's going to grind it up into like fine powder, but I think that'll do. See if I can get this in here without dumping it everywhere. As I say that, it goes everywhere. Leave it to me to make a big mess. Okay, let's do some more here. Let's check that. Dust. Okay, so I'm going to be smart and use one of my canning funnels here. Should have used that to begin with. Look. Oh, powder. Whew, it's dusty. too bad. I want to see if I can grind it up just a little bit more. Maybe just a tiny bit finer than that. The smoke. Okay. Last batch. Oh, I should have stuck this blade in first. Oops. It's not too bad. I'll try a little bit more. Okay, that's good enough. There we go. Okay, well that gave us a good quarter, just under half. We can sprinkle on our plants. Not bad. Just checking up on the barbecue sauce. I think it might be ready to start canning it. It looks nice and thick. Reduced down a lot more. Yeah, we're gonna start canning. So over the years, I have canned with my mother, my grandmother, and my mother-in-law. So I have taken tips from all of them, and this is the method I prefer. So I like to heat my jars. They've already been sterilized. I like to heat them in about 150 to 200 degree oven. I just lay them in there, and when I need them, I pull them out as I need them instead of leaving them in hot water, which is what my grandmother liked to do. So I'm not sure how many we're going to need, so we're just going to put some in here. Get them nice and hot. Put a couple different sizes in there too. Hopefully that's enough. Okay. And for the lids, I like to use my grandmother's method. So she uses a pot. Just one sec here. Fun one. She uses a pot and puts water in. I know technically I don't need to do this, but I find my jars seal better when I do this. So we're going to turn that on low to medium. Put some of these in. Just need a little bit more water. It does boil down too, so we don't want to have it dry. So I'm just going to put a bunch in because I don't know how many we need. And then now I'm going to fill the canner. Get the canner processing, heating up. Very hot outside today. Probably shouldn't have worn my sweater. The oven's ready and preheated. When I can, I like to have everything set up, all on my counter, all on the stove, so all I have to do is like an assembly line, and it makes it so much more faster and more efficient. Okay, we'll start with this much, and then if we need to add more later, we will. Get it started heating up. Okay. Now we can start filling jars. I have everything set up and we can start. So I like to have it all set up already so I'm not fumbling. So we can take a jar out of the oven. I use the same process for jam, a lot of things that I can. Ooh, that's nice. Nice and thick. Just going to mix it around a little bit for a minute. Make sure I got everything. It's perfect. Okay. Put that in the sink. Okay. It's nice and dark, probably from the molasses. I did taste this and it tastes fabulous. It didn't need anything else. So I'm supposed to leave about a 1-inch headspace. So we're going to go right to about there. Then I'm going to take the rim of the jar and wipe it. And then I'm going to get one of my lids. Just hand tight. Then the next one, like an assembly line. I'm not sure how many jars this is going to make, but we'll try and make as many as we can here. One-inch headspace. I go to the bottom rim here, and it's usually perfect. Wipe the edge. I don't like being all over the place when I'm canning. I like it to be like a very well-oiled machine. It's faster and more convenient and easier to get everything done. Ooh, that's hot. I never ever have a problem with any of my jars sealing when I do it this way, ever. I've only ever broke one jar, and that was carrots. And it was when I first started canning. I didn't realize that the jar was too cold when I put it in, and it cracked. But that is the only one that's ever broken. All my jars usually seal. It's a very good method. There we go. Wipe the rim. I like to have extra jars in the oven just in case I misjudged how much I needed. Let's see how much we got there. I'm gonna have to make more next time. Ooh, I think I made the perfect amount. Look at that. There we go. We got 5 jars. I was hoping to get a little more, but that's okay. It did reduce down quite a bit. There we go. Now I'm just going to clean up a little bit and then we're going to process them as soon as the canner is heated up. Now I'm just going to put the jars in the canner. I'm going to offset them a little bit here. Put this one in the middle for now. That. There we go. Nice and hot already, so I don't need to worry about the jars breaking. I'm going to put it back in. Almost forgot a little bit of vinegar in my water so it doesn't get water residue on the jars. Okay, so this isn't quite over the jars yet, so I am going to pour more water in. Hot water. It has to be hot. This needs to be 3 to 4 inches over the lid of the jar. A little bit more. Once this comes back up to a boil, we're going to process it for 25 minutes. If you don't have enough water, they won't seal properly. Okay, I think one more should be good. Hopefully. Yeah, I think that should be good. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for this to come up to a boil and then process it for 25 minutes and I'll be back when that's done. The timer's done. Oh, I need to find the gloves here. Hold on one sec. Shut the timer off. Okay, so we're going to leave the lid off for a sec and then I'm going to take them out and put them on the counter. Okay, let's take them out. Oh. Get my cloth here. You want to do this nice and gently. Make sure the room is nice and warm so they don't crack and break. There we go. Oh, it looks like a few of them already sealed. That's awesome. This is where I'm going to end the video today. I hope you enjoyed the process, and I hope you join me next time. Have a great day.